In this video, I'm going to discuss about the Spaniards' version of the Cavite Mutiny of 1872. This version was written by Jose Montero y Vidal, a Spanish historian, in his book entitled Historia General de Filipinas. It was adolfully biased that Dr. T.H. Pardo de Tavera stated that he, in narrating the Cavite episode, does not speak as a historian, but he speaks as a Spaniard bent on perverting the fact at his pleasure. He is mischievously partial, the Spanish historian, in his account, overrated the mutiny of some dissatisfied soldiers and laborers into a revolt to bring down Spanish rule, and this intricated some patriots like Gomburza and others. The abolition of the privileges enjoyed by the laborer of the Cavite arsenal of exemption from the tribute was, according to some, the cause of the insurrection. There were, however, other causes. The Spanish Revolution, which overthrew a secular throne, the propaganda carried on by an unbridled press against monarchical principles attentatory of the most sacred respects towards the dethroned majesty. The democratic republican books and pamphlets, the speeches and preachings of the apostles of these new ideas in Spain, the outburst of the American republicists in the criminal policy of the senseless governor whom the revolutionary government sent to govern the Philippines, and who put into practice these ideas, were the determining circumstances which gave rise among certain unnecessary shedding of blood. After waiting the whole day in vain for the redemption of the rebels, Genoves launched an assault against the latter's position early in the morning of the 22nd, putting to the sword the majority of the rebels and making prisoners of the rest. On the same day, an official proclamation announced the suppression of the rebels as a result of the declaration made by some of the prisoners, in which several individuals were pointed out as instigators. Don Jose Bargos and D. Jacinto Zamora, curates of the cathedral; D. Mariano Gomez, curate of Bacoor, Cavite; several other Filipino priests; D. Antonio Maria Regidor, lawyer and regidor of the Ayuntamiento; D. Joaquin Pardo de Tavera, consejero de administración; Pedro Carillo, Gervasio Sanchez, and Jose Mauricio de Leon; lawyer Enrique Paraiso and Jose and Pio Basa; employees and Crisanto Reyes, Maximo Paterno, and several other Filipinos were arrested. And the Council of the War, which from the beginning took charge of the causes in connection with the Cavite uprising, passed the sentence of death on 41 of the rebels on the 27th of January. The Captain General fixed his compliance on the sentence on the 6th of the following month. 11 more were sentenced to death, but the Governor General, by decree of the day following, commuted this sentence to life imprisonment. On the 8th, the sentence of the death was pronounced on the Camarino, and 10 years imprisonment of the 11 individuals of the famous Guayas de la Torre for the assassination of the Spaniards, who on the night of the January 20 were sent to Manila to carry news of the uprising. So talking about the version of the Cavite of 1872 written by Spanish historian, which is Jose Montero y Vidal. So in his book, he described the mutiny as a big revolt by soldiers and laborers who were unhappy with Spanish rule in the Philippines. However, another historian, Dr. T.H. Paredo de Tavera, criticized his work, Montero y Vidal, for being biased and twisting the fact to favor the Spanish perspective. So basically, Montero y Vidal exaggerated the mutiny, making it seem like a huge rebellion against the Spanish authority, involving some Filipino patriots like Gumburza. This version of the Cavite mutiny was seen as misleading and unfair by other historians, not just Dr. T.H. Paredo de Tavera. And also, some people believe that taking away special benefits from workers at the Cavite arsenal, like not having to pay taxes, lead to a rebellion rather. However, there were no other reasons for the rebellion besides this. So that would be all for my discussion.
Now, let's proceed to the Filipinos version of the Cavite Mutiny of 1872. The Cavite Mutiny of 1872 was significant but relatively brief uprising in the Philippines that took place on January 20, 1872 at the Cavite Arsenal, located in the province of Cavite. This event is considered an important precursor to the larger Philippines Revolution of 1896. This version was written by Dr. Trinidad H. Pardo de Tavera, a Filipino scientist, scholar, and historical researcher. In his account, Cavite Mutiny was simply a mutiny by the Filipino soldiers and laborers Tavera. In his account, blame Governor General Escudero's harsh policies like the abolition of their privilege of exemption from paying yearly tribute and rendering forced labor. This eventually resulted to a bloody incident on the night of January 20, 1872, when some of the soldiers, laborers, and the residents assassinated the commanding officer and the Spanish official inside. Dr. Pardy de Tavera's version, the arrival of General Escudero 1870 to 1873 was the signal for a complete change in the aspect of affairs. The new governor soon made it clear that his views different from those of Latorre, that there would be a strong change in the established form of his government, and he at once announced that he intended to govern the people with a crucifix in one hand and a sword in the other. And his official act was to prohibit the founding of a school of arts and trades, which was being organized by the efforts and funds raised by the natives of standing and the community, but the founding of which did not tally with the views of the religious orders. Governor Escuderos believed that establishment of the new schools was merely a pretext for the organization of political club, and he not only did not allow it to be open, but made a public statement accusing in the Filipino who had charge of the movement. During the late 19th century, the Philippines was a colony of Spain, and the relationship between the Spanish authorities and the Filipino population was marked by tensions. These Filipino people were subjected to political repression, economic exploitation, and social inequality. However, certain reforms under the Spanish colonial government, such as the development of the infrastructure, modernization, created new opportunities, challenges for Filipinos. On the night of January 20, 1872, there was an uprising among the soldiers in the San Felipe. On the night of January 20, 1872, there was an uprising among the soldiers in the San Felipe Fort in the Cavite, and the commanding officer of the other Spanish officers in charge of the fort were assassinated, 40 Marines attacked to the arsenal, and 22 artillerymen under Sergeant Lamadrid took part in this uprising, and it was believed that the entire garrison in the Cavite was disaffected and probably implicated. In the early 1872, the Spanish colonial government introduced reforms that aimed to increase taxes and the decrease of the number privilege for the native population. Among this measure was the reduction of the number of Filipino soldiers in favor of Spanish soldiers, which angered to local population, especially those involved in the military and armed services. No attempt was made to allay the ill feeling which existed between the Filipinos and the Spaniards, especially the friars, caused by the unity and community of the Cavite and the cruel manner in which the punishment was meted out. Many years would have been necessary to heal the wounds felt by the large number of families whose members were made by the victims of unjust sentences of the military courts martial. Nothing was done by the government to blot out the recollection of this action. The contrary, it appeared to be its policy to continually bring up the memory of these occurrences as a reminder to the malcontents of they had to expect. But the only thing accomplished was to increase the popular discontent. It was from that time that every disagreement between the Spaniards and Filipinos, however trivial, was given a racial or political character every time a friar was insulted or injured in any way. It was claimed to be an act or hostility to the Spanish nation.
Now I'm going to discuss about official report of Governor Izquierdo on the Cavite Immunity of 1872. So by the way, Rafael D. Izquierdo was the Governor General of the Philippines from 1871 to 1873, and he is known for his harsh rule. Enrolled in the Cavite Immunity of 1872, he ordered the execution of many Filipinos accused of participating in the uprising. So General Rafael Izquierdo made a report to Spanish Ministry of War on January 23, 1872. In his report, he blamed the native clergy, scholars, and some residents of Manila and the neighboring provinces as the instigator of Cavite Immunity. He expressively described Cavite Immunity an insurrection, uprising, and a revolution. So meaning, the story of Cavite Immunity of 1872 in the Philippines, it describes how the uprising began due to the injustices and mismanagement of the Spanish colonial government. The harsh treatment of Filipinos by the Spanish, including imprisonment, exile, and execution, angered the Filipinos and led to the rebellion. Governor Izquierdo blamed Filipinos, friars, students, and ordinary citizens for interrogating the immunity, calling it an insurrection, uprising, and revolution. All the Spaniards, including the friars, were executed except the women and their belongings confiscated. Foreigners would be respected. The uprising was wrought, and with them were affiliated to a great extent the regiments of infantry and artillery, many civilians, and a large number of mestizos in use, and some ilustrados from the provinces. To start the revolution, they planned to set fire to the District of Tondo. Once the fire was set, and while the authorities were busy putting out the regiment and artillery with the help of the part of the infantry were seized Fort Santiago of this capital, they were then fired cannons to inform the rebels of Cavite of their success. The rebels in Cavite counted on the artillery detachment that occupied the fort in the navy, helped by 500 natives, led the Pandom leader Camerino. This person has his men located at the town of Vicor and separated from the port of San Philip by a small arms of the sea, where they cross water and reach the port where they would find arms and ammunition. So meaning, the story is about the plan of the people who instigated the Cavite Mutiny in 1872. It's like a movie with scenes and characters. First, the heroes, Filipinos first, lawyers, and others people who were tired of the unfair taxes and forces labor imposed by the Spanish. They were like heroes who wanted change. Second, the strategy. Second, the beliefs. Using the beliefs and superstition of Filipino soldiers, they convinced them to join them, and the promise of wealth and gold position in a new government. It was like, join us, you will be rich and powerful. Third, the attack plan. Kill all the Spanish except the woman born down Tondo to create chaos and distract the Spanish while they take over Port Santiago. It was like a big destruction for a big operation. Finally, the characters there were priests who lived in their Filipino civilians and soldiers who supported them. They were like a big group working together for the same goal. So the whole story shows how the Filipinos planned the uprising because of the operation of the Spanish was like a rebellion with a detailed plan. So the story is about what happened during the Cavite Mutiny. The rebels in Cavite used lanterns to communicate with other, but they were caught because the soldiers loyal to Spanish were very vigilant, and trouble in Manila started earlier than expected. The author received letters and reports saying that there was a secret group in Manila with new ideas, and since these ideas came from Spain, but the author said they were ready because there were only a few rivers. The whole story shows how difficult it was for the Spanish to control the rebellion. I think that could be all for my discussion. Thank you.